So when someone's a closer and they try to come into the insurance industry and they just want to close, that sounds cool. Like salespeople are like, yeah, he's a closer. That's cool. But what I'm concerned about is the stuff that isn't as marketable. Like when I sold insurance, Grady, at a higher level than I do now, I wanted to have the biggest multiplier on my lead spend. I wanted to be profitable. And that's what I was focused on.
Hi, everybody. Grady Polson. Welcome to the America Agency. Just because, we've been talking about different carriers and back office things that are happening with different carriers. And then, you brought, we don't talk about that, but we'll talk about, you've done a good job of, and maybe it stems from this. You might go, we just kind of start here. But I remember one of the things early on, and I reference you many on calls, you told me early on, you have people watch, your new agents watch 10 full presentations before you let them start dialing. And I was like, that's such a brilliant idea, because in that 10 presentations, they're going to see objections. They're going to see EAP issues. They're going to see banking issues. Or they're going to see Social Security rebuttals. And you're going to, that new agent's going to watch an agent overcome that stuff. And that's why it's so crucial with new agents to get on live dials, right? New agents come into this business, they go, well, I just want to buy leads and dial the phone for a couple hours and make $30,000 a month. Yeah, me too. Okay. Me too. But that's not what it takes. You want the big bucks, you want the big money, you want the big reward. You've got to put in big time to get yourself up and skilled. And so I loved you talking about that years ago. And I share that often, 10 full presentations for a new agent. And so, but I'd love for you, what are some things that you kind of coach or within your agency to kind of keep persistency high?
So I try to communicate the stuff that a lot of people won't or don't know the right verbiage to in the psychology behind a broke salesperson that wants to make a ton of money and be successful. So let's use solar, for example. This is actually, I use this on the phone with two people that are in door-to-door, and they were like, wow, that's actually powerful. So when you work in sales, people are like, oh, that guy's a closer, right? Car dealership, solar, right? Guys selling grandma's solar and it's way priced over, all sorts of stuff like that. He's such a closer.
There's a special place for those guys, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
$80,000 units on a $200,000 house. They're making $32,000 and laughing about it. Like, we make moving on, but keep going.
So when someone's a closer and they try to come into the insurance industry and they just want to close, that sounds cool. Like salespeople are like, yeah, he's a closer. That's cool. But what I'm concerned about is the stuff that isn't as marketable. Like when I sold insurance, Grady, at a higher level than I do now, I wanted to have the biggest multiplier on my lead spend. I wanted to be profitable. And that's what I was focused on, because numbers are great. Like, yes, dude, FFL is going to do $1 billion next year. I'm super excited for us to be doing over $1 million a month. But like, those are numbers. On the back end, it's the profitability aspect of it, where like, that's what I try to train my people on. I'm like, if you can be really profitable and write between 20 and 40K every month, and you can have good business retention and you cannot oversell clients, because what happens with closers is, dude, I can sell someone that has very low income and figure out a way to tap into their why, to where they will value spending $300 a month on insurance when they make $1,500 a month. I know factually I could do that, because I can communicate it in a way where they'll be like, holy shit, Christo, I do need this, right? I'm not trying to do that. I'm not in insurance to do that. If anything, I'm not preaching this all the time, but I'd rather down close and start an application today and call someone 6 months later and add coverage on. Like when I talk to clients, it depends on what type of leads I'm running. But when I talk to clients, I'm like, hey, Grady, my intentions today is at least to submit an application and a request for coverage to see if we can get you approved. I don't care if it's 5,000. I don't care if it's 50,000. I don't care if it's 5 million. But my goal when I'm on the phone with you today is to at least apply for a policy so you do not have to worry about this moving forward. Because what you are actually paying for is peace of mind, not for insurance. You want to know when you pass away that your kids are taken care of. And when I recite that in my head and I explain it to clients, they're like, this Christo guy, like he's not a salesperson. Like he's just trying to submit an application so that I don't have to worry about it. And then if it's, hey man, I got to think about it. I'm not trying to force them into it. I'm like, hey, could we both agree that you could afford the third option? Like undoubtedly, because I know that you're looking at, the first and the second option. You probably want that for your family. If anything, dude, I'm going to try and get them to down close, or I'm going to create a foot in the door program, which I call that. The fourth option, the option that is in there, this is the foot in the door program. This allows us to submit a request for coverage that is factually in your budget, so you don't have to worry about that. And then in 3 months, I will set a follow-up call after we get you approved, and we can add coverage on, because I know you want more coverage than this, but right now, Grady, you don't have any coverage, and the only coverage that matters is the policy that's in effect on the day that you die. So I'm not God, you're not God. We don't know when that's going to happen. And then I'll just show them the price. What do you think of that?
That's huge. That's huge. And that is that's a mature way to approach this business. And if you're teaching that to people, you are focused far more on creating a book of clients than a quick close, which then that $300 a month guy, $1,500, he might feel emotionally attached to it today because you've painted such a picture. Maybe month 2, the sting may linger. By month 3, he's going, we can't buy as much at the grocery store because we're paying so much less on insurance. I love you, honey, but I got to cancel this thing. We got to figure it out, right? Yep. And then boom, you charge back because you didn't sell him. Versus if you would have started way lower, he's your guy. He feels better. He tells his wife, tells the family that we've got some insurance finally, and he's proud as a father. Versus guilt down the road of having to cancel something that he had so much emotion attached to. It's awesome.
Stories that are realistic. You can use other people's stories. I think those are the best selling points of realistic things. Hey, I just want to be transparent about you. We've had people that have had X, Y, and Z happen, and we scheduled an appointment a month later, and this is how it played out, but in a way where it's not super pushy. And also, I want to acknowledge I answered your question with a long story, but in reality, when you think about that way and you train people that way, and it's like, dude, I'm not trying to slap everybody with a $350 a month premium. My last sales personally, though, are 5,800 AP, 5,900 AP, 2,000 AP, 3,300, and 1,500. I'm genuinely just providing value. And that's me even down closing based off what the people wanted, and they just saw value in their income matches. So I'm training people like, dude, if it doesn't make sense, and if someone has a tire pop and it's that tight, I would rather just not sell the policy, right? I want to live a life of abundance. There is the initial part that I hope this provides value to new people that are in a tricky financial situation. There are times where it was like I was super motivated to make a sale because, dude, I was broke. I was trying to figure it out, right? I'm like, let's see. I want to put them in a good position, want it to be affordable. You need to be accountable to the business that you write in this company, in this business, and you need to know if you're selling a policy and it doesn't really make sense to work out, and then you're upset 3 months later when it charges back, you are not an accountable adult. And we all need to live in that level of accountability. If we're closing something, it's like, this doesn't seem super sticky, but I'm going to do it. When you forget about who that client was and the conversation they charge back later on, you need to keep track of like, hey, it's 50-50 so that you know. But some of that stuff early on when I did really need money, I'm not saying go write business that's not sticky. Dude, there was like 3 policies where I'm like, I'm not sure, but guess what? I took the $3,500 that I made from that and I turned it into another 30 sales from it, and I became super accountable. I've never had anybody have to worry about my accountability or my business or what's going on. And I worked with purpose like that, where I think that's why I have a lot to work on and grow, but I think that's why I'm in the position I'm in right now.
I love it, bro. Christo, you are, dude, your future is, I can't wait to watch, bro. I'm front row seats, right? 1A right there. I wanted 1A seat watching. What's he going to do now? How big is this guy going to build? And I'm so excited for you. Thank you for all you shared. Your story, as I know, has touched many And it's one that is unique to you, but at the same standpoint, it is one that other people are dealing with stuff. And if they can just look past the now and the today and plan for a future, they can create something that mirrors what you're doing here, bro. So as we close, I want final thoughts to Christo.
I just want to say one thing, because I think this is the most important part. Anybody who's on my sales team that's watching this, I'm so grateful for you guys, like getting to do this and run a business and be in business with accountable people that have buy-in, that are invested in it, that like ride the waves of, oh, this is awesome, and oh, this isn't going good. I'm beyond grateful for that. And I think like any of you watching this, if you're new, your goal should be to build and create your community of people. I get to work with my older brother, who's also clean and sober. He wrote 52,000 last month. I get to work with a guy named Chucky that I've known for years and is like my second older brother. I have amazing people that are 21, 22, 23 that are, I don't know if we can talk about income on here, but like are absolutely blowing it out of the water. And I would love to sit here and name everybody off, but you guys know who you are. And it's amazing to stick in this business long enough and ride the ups and the downs to be able to experience someone that's 21 years old, that is 7 months into this business and depositing $40,000, $50,000 in a month and making more money and doing it faster than I ever thought I would do. Does everybody do that? No, because they're not accountable. But when people do that and wake up and smell the coffee, it's like, okay. So I just want to give a shout out to Grady, you, Nina and Hayden, Sean, Mike, Andrew, Taylor, everyone at FFL for like backing me and giving me an opportunity to just be me and grow. And also everyone on my team, the managers, the individual salespeople, like it's a blessing and a miracle that I get to do this business with all of you.
Amen, bro. Well, you're making them proud. Your who you are is certain, but your work ethic is incredible, and it's testament to who you are, your parents, your upbringing, your background, what you've gone through, what you never want to go back to, and what you want to build, create for here now, and the life you're building for your future, bro. So we're proud to know you. This was a phenomenal call. Everyone slam your favorite emoji, something, give me the bicep muscle, something to show Christo some love.